Welcome to Lewis Field on this cold, windy October night. This is Garrett Wellbrock, and I'm joined by Josh Haynes, and the Hayes High Indians look to improve to 6-1 on this crazy 2020 season. But they have a tough task ahead of them with another 5-1 team on the other sideline in the Kapaun Mount Carmel Crusaders. They are led by head coach Weston Schartz, who is 2-0 in his career against Hayes High when he coached for Wichita West in 1994 and 95. This is the fourth meeting between these two schools. Hayes High is 1-2 all time, and the last time they played was back in the first round of the playoffs, where Kapaun ended Hayes High's season in 2018. Tonight will be the first meeting between these two that is not a playoff game. And the reason for that is because Kapaun is in the Greater Wichita Athletic Conference, also known as the City League, and Kapaun is a private school, so they made their own schedule when the City League canceled their season. The City League later played a league-only schedule, but KMC and Bishop Carroll were not a part because they did their own thing. So that gets us to this game between a pair of 5-1 teams and a big game for seeding in the playoffs next week. We'll have the coin toss and the kickoff next. You're listening to Hayes High Football. Welcome back to Hayes High Football. The Crusaders won the toss. They defer to the second half, and they will kick off to the Indians. Back deep will be Jaron Kanik and Tucker Veach. And kicking off will be Isaac Schmitz, the junior. He has been a very solid kicker so far this season for the Crusaders, has not missed an extra point. The wind is blowing right to left. So going into the wind is the kicker, Schmitz. He has it all teed up at the 40-yard line. And the kick, and we are underway. It is a good one. It'll be returned by Kanik. He bobbles it at the 3, has it over to the 5, running right side 10, over to the 15. Breaking a tackle, he's up to the 20-yard line, and that is where Hayes High will start. A 17-yard return, and Hayes High will start at their own 20, going from our left to our right. Big question tonight was whether Dylan Dreiling or Roy Maroney would be the running back. As of now, both of them are out on the field, but I believe Dreiling will get the nod, and Roy Maroney will play a lot of defense. Jordan Dale, the starting quarterback last week, 9 for 14, 92 yards, a touchdown, 2 weeks ago. He was quarantined last week, didn't play. He's got Maroney behind him, drilling to his right. He's going to hand it off to Maroney. Running right, finds a little crease, and he is ankle tackled by number 33, Cale Curtis. It is a gain of about 5 up to the 25-yard line. Mark it 2nd down and 6 of the 25, right hash. Dale looks over to the sideline. He's got Dreiling and Maroney almost in an I formation. He's got 2 receivers left, Kiefer and Kanik, sending Dreiling and Maroney in motion. It's going to be a jet sweep to Kanik, running to the right. He's across to the 29, reaches for the 30, where he is ankle tackled by Jackson Powers and Brandon Burr. Right near the first, we'll mark it just short, about a 3rd and 2. Mark it 3rd and 1 at the 30-yard line. Ball on the right hash. Hayes High's first 3rd down of the game. Going from our left to right. I formation, 2 receivers left, the same formation. And now Dreiling and Maroney shift over to the left. And now penalty marker on the play. And it's going to be a false start. Looks like on 76, Carson Russell, the 6'1", 265 junior. First penalty of our ball game. Hayes High, part of the reason why they lost last week, they had too many penalties, took 2 touchdowns off the board. They had to settle for deep field goals that they couldn't make. Here's Dale in the pistol. He's got Dreiling to his left. He's going to throw it. It's a little screen pass for Kanik running to the left. He's the 30, and he spun down right near the first. We'll see where they mark him. It was Isaac Schmitz on the tackle. He had 5 tackles a week ago, or 2 weeks ago, versus Garden City. And we'll see where they mark it. Looks like they're going to mark him short. And it'll be oh, no, they're going to give him the first. First down to the 31-yard line.
Great block there by Carson Kiefer, really getting up there. Jaron Kanik breaking the tackle, getting the first.
Part of the reason why they didn't necessarily get the passing game going last week was, last year was they didn't throw short to Kanik. They let him get in open space. They give it to Maroney on the first carry on first down. And he gets up to the 33 after spinning. He's hit by Ethan Stolzatz, one of the best defensive players on this team. Him and Will Doolittle. He had 13 tackles 2 weeks ago. And we say 2 weeks ago, not last week. They were supposed to play Liberal a week ago. That game got forfeited because Liberal did not have enough players. So they are 5-1 on the season. And this defense is good. They have giving up 8 points per game. Here's Dale. He's going to give it to Dreiling, who goes right up the gut, lowers his shoulder. He's up to around the 37. And it's a good gain of about, we'll say about 4 yards to bring up a 3rd down and 4. Hayes High already 1 for 1 on 3rd downs. It'll be a 3rd down and 5, we'll call it, from the 36. Ball set up right between the hash marks as Dale looks over to the sideline, getting the play calls from head coach Tony Crow in his 3rd season. Here's Dale. He sends Dreiling in motion to his left. He's going to be a keeper. Gets a good block. He's to the 40. He's fighting. He's up to the 43. That'll be enough for a first and the second. 3rd down conversion of the drive, and Hayes High working slowly down the field, but a pair of 3rd down conversions, and they have a first down.
Hayes High's offensive line getting some good push right now up front.
Ashton Thomas, usually the left tackle. They have Derek Riggs there right now playing for injured Thomas. There's Dale. A flag is thrown, and Maroney gets the handoff. He is met right at the line of scrimmage. We'll see what the penalty marker is. And it looks like it's going to be a false start on Hayes High. The second Hayes High penalty up to this point. You never want to see that. A pair of false start penalties. So the opening drive of the ball game, 8:04 to go, first quarter. Hayes High going from our left to right. They have it at the 39-yard line. It'll be Dale. He's got Dreiling right behind him in that little pistol set. He sends Dreiling to his right. He's going to hand it to him. Makes a cut. He's across the 40 and up to the 41. Met right away. A short gain of about 4 yards. So Dreiling getting his second carry of the ball game. It'll bring up a second down and 13 from the 41. Ball is on the left hash. Dale in the pistol set again. He's got Dreiling behind him. Sends him to his left. He's going to snap it. It's going to be a play action. Now a give to Kanik. He's got blocking. He's at the 40. Angling 45, and he's ankle tackled at the 48. It was Brandon Burr might have saved a touchdown with that ankle tackle, just tripping up Kanik. It is a gain of 7. And it'll bring up a third down, and we'll call it about 5 or 6. Hayes High already 2 for 2 on the drive. Shotgun set here. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. He's got Kanik, and it looks like Schwartz lined up to the left. Dale, it's going to be a toss to Dreiling, running right, trying to get through the Kapaun defense. He is hit near the sticks, and now a flag is thrown. We'll see who this one's on. The hit was Andrew Gimeno, also the Crusader quarterback. But late flags towards this near sideline as the officials talk it over. As we wait to see the call on who it's on, a personal foul on Hayes High, and that is a third penalty. Well, we talked about it. Really what lost them last week were the penalties. Worse, they would have been winning that game in the fourth quarter. That is we'll see a 10-yard penalty, it looks like.
The penalties for Hayes High are really killing them this year. They can't keep any momentum when they keep getting themselves behind the sticks. Great drives ending in penalties, and it looks like Kiefer will punt this one away. Kiefer, longest is 49. He's got 8 inside the 20. This is a good punt. It'll be returned by number 20. We were not given a punt return. It looks like it was Luke Porter. He has tackled it around the, we'll call it the 33-yard line. And that'll bring us to Kapaun's side of the ball. In this offense, man, they have been very good so far this season, averaging 401 yards per game. They scored 56 2 weeks ago versus Garden, averaging 46. They go in an I formation. It's going to be a toss going right. It is Cale Carter, where he is ankle tackled by Dalton Dale. It'll be a gain up to about the 38, a gain of 5 on his first carry. In the first play, they run a lot of under center I formations, and it's actually Kai Kuhn's getting the start for Kapaun. He is 10 for 14 throwing on the air, 71%, a touchdown interception. It's going to be a give up the middle, and it is stuffed, a short gain of maybe a yard. It was to Cale Curtis again. Or no, excuse me, it was Doug Bates on the carry, the fullback. Bringing up third down. 3rd and 4. We'll see what Kapaun does here. I formation. They don't like to throw it. They give it to the fullback. They go right up the middle, and he is going to be close, but it looks like he might be short, and he is. Right at the 42, or about 4 Indians on the tackle. It'll be a 4th down, and we'll see what they want to do here. Looks like they're keeping the offense on the field for a 4th down and 1. It's going to be a quarterback keeper, and Kai Kuhn's lowering his shoulder. It looks like he has it. He's up to the 44-yard line. 45-yard line is where they're going to mark it. And it is a 1st down.
for Crusaders. It was Dalton Dale on the tackle. Here's Coons in the shotgun for the first time. He's going to keep it, running to this near side, finds a crease, and he's across midfield where he's tackled by Gavin Hazelhorse at the 48-yard line, a gain of 7. And they really want to just keep running the ball. They do not want to pass. It's almost the emphasis when they have only thrown about 42 times this season. Only 4 touchdown passes with an interception. Shotgun set, 2 receivers bunched up to the left, 1 to the right. Coons, he's going to keep it again on the option, and he is blasted by Jaron Kanik and Gavin Nutting right at the line. He might have gained a yard, and they're going to say he did gain a yard up to the 47-yard line. Kanik playing defense tonight with Trey Adams hurt. They needed some more playmakers on the defensive side of things, and that's what they did in pulling up Jaron Kanik from offense to defense. He'll play a lot. They're going to go I formation. They give it up the middle to Bates. He is right near the sticks. We'll see where the referees mark him. Got to the 46. Still no call. And we might get a measurement here. It's what we're going to do, it looks like. Or maybe they're just going to eye this one out. The referee's talking about it. Ball is placed at the 46-yard line. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to get a measurement here. They go right up the middle to Doug Bates for his second carry of the game.
Kapaun really going at the middle of Hayes High's defense.
And think about it. Hayes High right now defensively, only 77 rushing yards per game. So this is what they are good at. If Kapaun can run the ball on Hayes High, it's going to be a long day for this defense. As they bring the football all the way out to the hash mark to measure it. And he is short. It'll be a 4th down and inches. Kapaun has already gone for it once on 4th. They got it. A 4th and 1. We'll see what they do here. They're going to go I formation, and it's going to be another quarterback keeper, and he's got the first. Coons right up the middle again for another 1st down. And a good opening drive for Kapaun. Their 3rd 1st down. And ball at the 44-yard line. I formation again. They got 2 tight ends. Coons, he hands it off to Clay Carter. He is met at the line of scrimmage, still on his feet, angling to this far sideline. Gavin Myers couldn't bring him down first, and then it was Keegan McCoy, Dalton Dale, and Tucker Veach all over it. Looks like he might have gotten a yard. And they're going to give him 2. 2nd down and 8 on the give to Clay Carter. 2nd down and 8, ball at the 42-yard line. It's going to be a keeper by Coons. He held it a long time on the tackle as Kanik, and he gets up to the 38-yard line to bring up about a 3rd and 4. So we talk about Coons keeping it a lot. He already 5 rushes for 15 yards. Coons, he's going to hand it off to Carter. He's got a big hole. He's across the 30, still on his feet, and down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. It is hard-nosed rushing right now for Kapaun, right up the middle every single time. And they're just finding a crease. And right there already, only 2 minutes left in this 1st quarter. You can already tell that Hayes High on their heels on defense. They give it to Doug Bates. He's blown up. Ball came out. Who has it? Hayes High looks like they have it. It was Gavin Hazelhorse who came in and blew it up. Hayes High will have the ball at the 30-yard line. It was recovered by Bill Scott. Oh, that's a huge turnaround for Hayes High. The first turnover of the game by either team, and it comes by, it looked like Doug Bates, who fumbled it. That is only their second turnover or second fumble of the year. They haven't had many of them. And now Jordan Dale will come back on offense. He's going to throw it play action across the middle looking for Kanik, and it's incomplete. Nearly intercepted by number 10, Isaac Schmitz, playing safety. He's a safety cornerback, and he read that one. Just a quick streak route for Jaron Kanik, and use his speed. He can get by lots of corners, but Schmitz read that one perfectly. So Jordan Dale now on his second pass. That was incomplete. They're going to keep it as Dale. It's read perfectly, and it's blown up. He fights his way. He gets all the way back to the line of scrimmage. Not the worst result for Hayes High, though, right there, because that play was blown up. It was Jackson Powers who blew it up. But Dale was able to get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll bring up a 3rd and 10 from the 30-yard line. Ball placed on the left hash. Hayes High's already punted it once. They don't want to again. It's going to be a pass. Dale, pressure, throws it, and it's picked off. At the 30-yard line, he's the 20, 15, 10. He's tackled down to the 10. It was Will Doolittle on the interception. It was supposed to be a screen route for Kanik. Kanik saved the touchdown with the tackle. And already inside their own red zone is Kapaun at the 10-yard line with 58 seconds to go in the first quarter. So a huge turnaround after Hayes High forces a turnover. Then Kapaun forces a turnover with Jordan Dale throwing his second interception of the year. The first one that came back in Week 2, his first start versus Great Bend. It's been a long time.
And Hayes High just got another penalty for too many men on the field. Give them the ball at the 5.
They put it now at the 5. So Hayes High, their 4th penalty already. I formation. It is now Andrew Gimino, the starting quarterback usually, and that play is a give to Carter. It's blown up. Jaron Kanik blows it up. They give it to Clay Carter. And it is a loss of 2. This is going to be a rollout. Gimino now he wants to scramble to the 5, breaking tackles, and then he's ankle tackled by Dale and Kanik, it looks like, down to around the 6-yard line. So he gained 1 on the quarterback scramble in his first carry of the game, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and about 3rd and goal from the 6.
Really great tackle there by Dalton Dale. He was pretty much by himself there, and you slowed him up, letting his defense catch up.
And it looks like that'll take us to the end of the first quarter. An eventful first quarter, to say the least. But it is still scoreless. Kapaun inside their own red zone. We'll be right back. You're listening to Hayes High Football. Welcome back, and now Andrew Gimeno, he'll get the snap. It's going to be a quarterback keeper fighting for it, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Breaking tackles was Andrew Gimeno, and he is in, and Kapaun answers, scores first to begin our ball game tonight. It is 11:55 to go, second quarter. Kapaun leading it 6-0. So Andrew Gimeno right up the middle for a 6-yard touchdown. The extra point is up. It is tipped, and it still goes in. So Schmidt's extra point goes to make it 7-0. And the Crusaders lead it here. And we will head to another quick little break. 11:55 to go, 7-0. Kapaun leads it. Welcome back to Hayes High football as Kapaun really ran the ball right up the middle the whole drive. And even though they got the interception around the 10, they're able to go up 7-0. Schmitz has it all teed up. It is kicked. It'll be returned by Maroney. He bobbles it, drops in at the 5. He'll return it. He's up to the 10. Makes a move, 15, up to the 20. Breaks a tackle, 25, where he's dragged down at the 30-yard line by number 24, Brandon Burr. So Maroney gets a 27-yard return, and Hayes High will get the ball at the 30-yard line after a interception that set up Kapaun to put it all the way down to the 10-yard line, and they were able to punch it in for 6. Jordan Dale in the I formation, the quarterback, as they keep Dreiling and Maroney, drawing the former quarterback for week 1. Dale to throw. It's a quick pass. It is knocked down the line of scrimmage, and it is intercepted. It is picked off by Brandon Burr. And Jordan has thrown his second of the game. And in back-to-back plays, they've thrown 2 interceptions. And Kapaun will have it at the 32-yard line. That was just a screen pass, it looked like, for Jaron Kanik, and a D lineman got a hand on it. And it was hit up in the air, and Burr was able to dive and make the catch. Here is, looks like Gimeno is back out there, I formation. He's got Clay Curtis in the backfield with Thengval and Ackerman. There's a handoff to Curtis, and it is blown up by Gavin Hazelhorse. He got the handoff and was stood right up at the 35. It is a loss of 3, second down and 13. So a loss of 3 on the give to Clay Curtis. He has been the main guy getting the carries so far, as now they put Austin Ruda in the backfield. Gimeno to throw it for the first time. The lefty quarterback being chased, throwing it down the field, looking for the big tight end. It is caught by Will Ancio down to the 5, a jump ball with him and Tucker Veach. And it is a big gain on the play for 33. It was a simple fly route down the field. And then you got a 6'6", 205-pound tight end. Throw it up to him, and he can make a play. I formation. It's going to be a give out the middle. Doug Bates, he has stood up. Gets about 2 yards to the 3. It was Gavin Hazelhorse on the tackle. So they give it to Doug Bates again. And they're going to go the I formation. Receiver to the right, it's Thangvall. Gimeno, it's going to be a keeper. It is close. Referee coming in. He did not get it. Looks like he got to the 2-yard line. So a gain of 1 for Gimeno. Jaron Kanik on the stop. It'll be a 3rd down and goal from the 2-yard line. They scored on the 3rd down there last time. They give it up the middle to Bates. He fights his way. Kapaun says he scored, and he does. Right up the middle. It's Doug Bates with his 8th touchdown of the season. Doug Bates right up the middle from 2 yards out. And now the extra point from Isaac Schmitz. He's 28 for 28 on the season. 1 for 1 tonight. The holder is Ruda. The kick is up, and it is right down the middle. And the Crusaders have gone up 14-0 on 2 Hayes High turnovers. We have 9:53 to go, second quarter. Kapaun leads at 14-0. You're listening to Hayes High football. Welcome back to Hayes High football. 9:53 to go in the second quarter. Kapaun leads at 14-0. Isaac Schmitz has it all teed up. A 6-yard rushing touchdown and a 2-yard rushing touchdown for the Crusaders up to this point. And really the turnovers hurting Hayes High. This kick is an end over end. It'll be returned by Tucker Veach this time out at the 4. He's up to the 15 to the 20 where he's ankle tackled by Austin Ruda at around the 21-yard line. So Hayes High will come back on offense, and really nothing has been working up to this point. Their opening drive, they got a few first downs and then got stuffed, had to punt, or got the penalties, actually, and then had to punt. And the second drive, an interception, and the third drive, an interception. Here's Dale in the pistol. 3 receivers to the left, none to the right. Dale, he's going to give it. It is to, looks like Maroney on the carry. No, it's Dylan Dreiling. And he gets about a yard to the 24-yard line to bring up a 2nd down and 9. So now they're going to go in that I formation again, Dreiling to Dale's left. Dale wanting to throw it. A screen pass for Kanik. It's caught. He's to the 25. Angling us near side where he's brought down at the 27. Hit hard by Will Doolittle, who had the pick earlier. It was him and Ethan Stolzatz on the tackle. It'll be up to the 28-yard line to bring up a 3rd down and 4. They'll call that a gain of 5. Here is Dale. In the shotgun, he's got Dreiling behind him. It's going to be a play action. He's rolling to his right, getting chased, throwing on the run. He's got Kiefer open, down to the 34. It's a 1st down, and Hayes High, they are able to convert on the 4th 3rd down of the ball game that they have. A little out route, or excuse me, a little curl route there by Carson. And Dale throws a good ball for his 3rd completion of the game. We're going to see a lot of passing, I believe, now. Trailing 14-0 by Hayes High. Call that a gain of about 6. Here's Dale. Gives it up the middle to Dreiling, and he's up to around the 38, a gain of 4. So right up the middle, Hayes High has been able to find a little something on this drive. Some play actions, a little bootleg on the play before the last one. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 6.
I'm looking for the Indians here to get Jaron Kanek the ball on the outside and maybe pop one.
They have that little 3-receiver set over the left. Might see a little bubble screen or something. Here's Dale. He's going to throw it, rolling right, getting pressured, and he's just going to have to throw this one away. There was pressure by Doolittle and Jackson Powers out of that far side along the numbers. Incomplete pass. It'll bring up 2nd down, or 3rd down and 6 from the 38-yard line. As Dale looks over to that sideline, getting the play call. Still that same look, 3 receivers to the left. They have, looks like, Bryce Salmon's lined up to the right. Dale to throw it. It's going to be a swing pass to Dreiling, running this near side. He's the 40. Good blocking. He is right near the 1st. We'll see where they mark him. He was hit by Nathan Fury. Looks like they're going to put him at the 44-yard line, and it is going to be a 1st down. So they get 6 on the play, and that's all they needed on the reception out to Dylan Dreiling. That is Dreiling's first reception of the game. He really only a 2nd reception of the season. As they bring in Roy Maroney now. Jaron Kanek in motion. It's going to be a give to Kanek, trying to get to the far side. He brings the 45 up to the 50, and he's down to around the 48. It is a gain of 8. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 2, so they give it to Jaron Kanek, who runs it, his 3rd carry of the game. Ball at the 40, actually mark it at the 49-yard line. Here's Dale. He's got Maroney to his left. They send Kanek in motion again. It's that same play running to the other side, trying to spin off, and that is blown up. Capon read that one like a book. It was Ethan Stolzatz and George Trollia all over it. Back to the 47. It's a loss of 4 to bring up 3rd down. Dale looking over to the sideline. He's got Maroney in the game as Dreiling stays on the sideline. It's Keller and Kanek line up to the right with Kiefer over to the left. A 3rd down and 7. Dale, it's going to be a play action. Stepping up, throwing, and it is overthrowing Kiefer. He was open. He had Tiger Jones on him. And it's incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down. Hayes High now 3 for 5 on 3rd downs tonight. And Kiefer will go back to punt it again from his own, well, about his own 35-yard line. Back to return this is Luke Porter. Kiefer, also nicknamed as Boomstick for his great punting, as this punt is away, and it is a good one. It is bouncing at the 15. It'll roll, and it is down to the 5. A great punt by Carson Kiefer, a 48-yarder, just 1 yard under his longest. And that is a huge turn of the field for Hayes High standpoint, as they needed just anything to go their way, and Capon backed up inside their own 10 at the 5-yard line. We'll see who the quarterback is. It looks like it is Kai Coons now. His 2nd drive. He managed the 1st drive. When they fumbled it, they give it to Curtis running left. He's the 10 to the 15, breaks a tackle, 20, 25, 30. And they're going to say he stepped out of bounds, actually, all the way back at the 23. It's a gain of 18, though. They run outside for the first time. And it is a gain of 18. So finally, that's their first rush of the day for over 10. They've had great field position all day. There's a give up the middle. It looks like Curtis again. This time he stood up. It's a gain of 2 to the 25. Clay Curtis, a week ago, had 14 rushes on 91 yards, but 3 rushing touchdowns. And he's getting a lot of the carries so far today. He's already got 7. However, Doug Bates and Jimeno, the 2 that rushed in for the touchdowns. I formation, 2 to the left. You don't see a lot of under center nowadays in high school football, but Kapaun does it. They give it the middle to Bates, and he is blown up. Gavin Myers and Dalton Dale all over that one. It's no gain. Still at the 35-yard line. Excuse me, the 25-yard line. It'll be a 3rd down and 8. Kapaun is 1 for 1 on 3rd down so far in the game. Just under 4.5 to go, 2nd quarter. Kapaun leads at 14-0. They got 2 receivers to the left, none to the right. I formation for Kai Coons. He's going to throw it on a play action, wanting to deep ball for Will. So it is picked off by Veach at the 45, running the 40. He's blasted by Doug Bates, but Hayes High gets an interception. Tucker Veach gets his 2nd interception of the career, excuse me, of the season, his 8th of his career. And Hayes High will get the ball in Kapaun territory at the 40-yard line. Coons just threw it up to grabs for Ancio, excuse me. The big 6'6" tight end, and Tucker Veach just ran under it and got an easy interception. So the first pass of the day for Kai Coons is a pick. And now Jordan Dale. It's going to be Dylan Dreiling, the quarterback. No, it is Dale. They give it to Candy this time. He's a 35-30, open field 20, and he's dragged down by Stolzatz inside the 20, down to around the 17. It's a gain of 23. And an Indians first down, a much-needed first down to open up the drive. Here is Dale. It's going to be a give to Dreiling, running right. He's to the 15 where he stood up. He gets 2 yards. Trying to get Dreiling going. But they're just all over those rushing lanes. It's a gain of 2 to bring up a 2nd down and 8. Lots of maybe confusion on the sideline. They've been looking over there for a while. Now Jordan Dale gets the call. He's got Kanik lined up to his right, Dreiling in the backfield, with Schwartz lined up to the left. It's going to be another give to Kanik, and this time it is blown up in the backfield by Nathan Fury. He had 6 tackles 2 weeks ago versus Garden. Like we said earlier, they did not play a week ago. They are well rested after a forfeit by Liberal because they didn't have enough players. A loss of 1 to bring up a 3rd and 9 from the 16-yard line. Hayes High trying to get just anything going on the rushing side of things. They finally got their biggest play of the game, a 23-yard rush by Kanik. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. And what do we have? It'll be a timeout, Hayes High. So Hayes High uses their first of the half. 2:22 to go. Left in the 2nd quarter. Kapaun leads it 14-0. Welcome back to Hayes High football. Hayes High finally inside the red zone for the first time tonight off the Tucker Veach interception and then the Jared Kanik 23-yard rush. But they still trail at 14-0 with 2:22 to go in this first half. Dale, he sends Dreiling in motion to his left. Now Kanik in motion to his right. It's going to be a play action. Dale running from Powers, wants to scramble. He breaks a tackle, and he's not going to get much. Gets to about the 14-yard line. It's a gain of, we'll say, 2. And now we'll see what Hayes High does, and it looks like Jack Fields is running onto the field to attempt a field goal. Still looking for his first. He's 0 for 3 on the season, missed from 43 twice, 41, so they have not been easy by any means. And it'll be, we'll call it a 32-yarder. Jack missed his first one versus Liberal very bad, but the last two at Mays South were close. They just didn't go in. The high snap, the kick by Fields is up, and it is no good. He missed it to the right. High snap kind of threw that one off. And Jack Fields still awaits his first field goal kick of his career, and Hayes High still looking for points. There's 1:29 to go now in the half, and Kapaun will try and maybe run the 2-minute drill. We don't know how they will because they've ran the ball so much, but Hayes High did not get points on the last drive, and you would have loved to after getting in the red zone.
Yeah, Hayes High finally catching a break, getting a turnover, and weren't able to capitalize.
Leander Gimeno now back out there. I formation. And it is a give to Clay Curtis again. Running left, gets to the 24-yard line. A gain of about 5. Actually, 4 is what they're going to call it. Tucker Veach on the tackle. Second down and 6 from the 24-yard line. As Kapaun really in no hurry. They might be just trying to run out the clock here, surprisingly. Maybe being worried about turning it over, giving Hayes a chance to score, but they're in the I formation, and there's 5 on the play clock. Gimeno going to keep it. It's a triple option play, and he is ankle tackled by Gavin Myers after getting up to the 31-yard line, running right. It's a first down and a gain of 7. Hunter Harris on the tackle as well. So ball at the 31-yard line now. And we'll see what Kapaun still wants to do. They're going to go shotgun now. Gimeno gives it to Curtis, running left, breaking tackles, and now he dives up to the 34, and he gets 3. Gain of 3, and he'll bring up second down and 7. Curtis, 10 rushes for 30 yards. Nothing special, but he is just hard-nosed running right up the gut. Ball on the 34. And Kapaun will just take this one into half. That'll do it for our first half action. It was an all Kapaun first half. Hayes High, they just kept turning the ball over and allowed Kapaun to get 2 touchdowns. At the end of one, the Crusaders lead the Indians 14-0. We'll have some halftime stats coming up right after this. Welcome back to halftime here at Lewis Field. Some first half stats as Hayes High trails the Kapaun Mount Carmel Crusaders 14-0. The running game for Hayes High usually been a big factor. Them winning. Jaron Canick 6 rushes for 37 yards. Dylan Dreiling 5 for 15. Roy Maroney has 2 rushes for 8 yards, and Jordan Dale has 2 for 2. The receiving end of things and the throwing, they've had to pass a lot because when you get down 14-0, you're going to have to throw it. And Jordan Dale, right now, 4 for 8 with 22 yards with 2 interceptions, 0 touchdowns. The 2 picks, one of them wasn't his fault. Well, I guess it was tipped to the line up in the air, and then it was picked. The other one was just a perfectly read screen route. The receiving end of things, Carson Kiefer has a reception for 6. Jaron Canick has 2 receptions for 10 yards. Dylan Dreiling has a reception for 6. Carson Kiefer has a 38 and a 48-yard punt. Jack Fields missed a 32-yard field goal in this game. And the big stat right now is Hayes High and their penalties. They have 5 penalties for 25 yards. That has almost taken them out of every drive to this point. And now for Kapaun, the throwing game, really, we said in the pregame, wasn't going to be there. Kai Coons, who started the opening drive, he is 0 for 1 with an interception. And then Andrew Gimeno, who's played most of the second half, or the first half, most of that, he went 1 for 1 with a 33-yard pass to Will Ancio. The running game, though, like we said, was going to be the factor. Cale Curtis, he had 10 rushes on 30 yards. Doug Bates went 4 for 7 yards. And Andrew Gimeno, 4 attempts for 15 yards. Bates and Gimeno both had touchdown runs, and those were off the 2 interceptions. Kai Coons with 5 attempts for 15 yards. And they also have 2 turnovers with a fumble. Doug Bates fumbled, and then obviously Coons threw the interception. Extra points. Isaac Schmitz is 2 for 2 right now, and Kapaun leading at the half, 14-0. That is your halftime update and your halftime stats. We'll be right back for second half coverage. You're listening to Hayes High Football. Welcome back to second half action here at Lewis Field in a cold October night in week 8. The week right before the playoffs. Hayes High trying to not go into the playoffs with 2 straight losses. But right now trailing 14-0. They got some work to do here in the second half. Kapaun dominated that first half. And Hayes High had some key turnovers that really hurt them and hurt their cause. But at worst, only trailing 14-0. It could have been worse than that. And Jack Fields has it all teed up, ready to kick it off. It is up and away, a high end-over-end kick. It is returned to the 30 out of the 35 to tackled there by Tucker Veach and Bill Scott. It looked like Ethan Stolzatz, Ethan Stolzatz on the return. So we will see Kai Kuhn's back out there. He started the game and only had 1 drive after that. It's going to be a keeper by Kuhns running to this near side. He's the 35 to the 40, breaking a tackle, 50, 45, 40, 30, 1 man to beat, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Crusaders. On the first play of the second half, it is a 65-yard touchdown, but there is a flag down. There's a flag at the 39-yard line. And it looks like this one might be coming back. It was a block in the back. So the play gets called back, and a huge break for Hayes High. After what looked like the start of the second half being a touchdown. So they'll move it all the way back now. Play does not count, all the way back to, what are we going to call it, the 29-yard line. So it ends up being a loss of 6 and no gain, or no down. So first down and 16. They're going to go I formation. No, now they're going to audible out of that, go in the shotgun. Bates to the left, Curtis to the right. 2 receivers to the left. It's going to be a keeper by Kuhns. Runs into his own man. He's a 35, angling to this near side 40, and he's dragged down to the 45. It was Wyatt Crane and Jaron Canick on the tackle. A gain of 16, and he's got the first down. So Kai Kuhns getting back onto the field and running it with purpose. So 2 plays, or I guess 1 play, one getting called back, the other one going for 16 yards. A good start for Cape, and they're all the way at their own 45. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Shotgun set again with Ruda to his left. Kuhns the keeper. Flags all over the place. Breaking a tackle at the 45, breaking another tackle, and he's going to get dragged down. They're going to give him forward progress to the 49. We'll see what the penalty is. It's going to be a chop block on Kapaun. So 2 penalties on this drive. A block in the back and now a chop block. And they'll be moved back. Looks like 5 yards. They'll make it 10 yards. Oh, 15 yards. The referee just kept him going backwards, so now they're going to mark him all the way down to the 30. First and 25, they got to get all the way down to the Hayes High 45-yard line. Ball marked on the right hash. It's going to be a keeper, and it's blown up. Kuhns held it for too long, and then Gavin Hazehorst got on the backfield. He leads the whack and tackles for loss. He has 20, and it's by a long shot, by over 10. Does he lead the whack? It is a loss of 3 back to the 27. They're going to go 5 or 4 wide here. Kuhns to throw it. He's already got 1 pick. He lobs it up. He's got a man wide open, and Ancio, and he's down to the 44. Tucker Veach saving a touchdown. It's a gain of about 28. Actually, mark it 29 on the completion. They throw it down the field. And it's Coons' first time he's hit a receiver. This time it's a keeper, and it is blown up again. So it was Gavin Nutting. Looked like Gavin Myers and, Dalton Dale and Gavin Hazehorse blowing it up. Back to the 47. It'll be a loss of 3. Here's Coons. He's going to keep it, and it's blown up again. Hayes High is just bringing everybody right now. It was Hazehorse and Kanik on the tackle. Back to midfield, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 16 from the 50. They got to get all the way down to the Hayes High 34. Coons, it's a quick pass to the left for Tiger Jones. Breaks a tackle with a 45, tiptoeing down the sideline. And they're going to say he stepped out of the 45. So it's a gain of 5. And it looks like Kapaun's going to bring on the punting team for the first time tonight. So after a touchdown gets taken away, the Hayes High defense gets a huge stop to open up this half.
Hayes High really needed that stop. They were giving up chunk plays, and then they started bringing everybody, getting a couple tackle for losses. That was big.
And even after that long 28-yard pass play to Ancio, it'll be Schmitz to punt it. They bring the pressure. It is a high, short punt. It'll take a bounce right at the 21 and then go out of bounds. So Hayes High will be okay with that. They are fine with that. Only a 24-yard punt. They're happy with the field position that they have. There's Schmitz so far with 3 inside the 20. He was averaging 37 yards per punt, and now Hayes High will start at their own 21-yard line. Dale still the quarterback in this. We thought maybe Dreiling, they make a move so they could throw the ball down the field a little bit, but they keep Dale in there. It's going to be a keeper by Jordan. Makes a move, and he is hit at the line. Gets nothing on the gain right there. It was Jackson Powers on the tackle. Jordan, you really want to get him going on the rushing game. 3 attempts for 2 yards. Obviously, most of those are him reading it, so sometimes it's just not there for him, but there was nothing right there even after he kept it. Dreiling to the left or right of Dale. Dale to throw it, play action. Throwing it down the field, looking for Kiefer, and it's broken up. Stolzatz was camped under it for a pick, and Carson Kiefer came and knocked it down. It'll be incomplete. The 9th pass of the game by Jordan. He's 4 for 9. 3rd down and 9. Hayes High right now 3 for 6 on 3rd downs tonight. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. It's a pistol set for Jordan. It's going to be a bad snap. Ball goes back. Dale picks it up. He's going to try and run it, and there's nothing there. He's hit by Tiger Jones and Nathan Fury. It's a loss of a yard on the bad snap. So Hayes High avoids disaster on that play, but they'll send the punting unit back out there. Carson Kiefer, 2 punts today. He had a 38-yarder to start things, and now a 48-yard bomb that pinned him down to the 5 on his second punt. Kiefer, his punt is away. It's an end-over-end punt. It'll be returned at the 42, and the ball is out. It's fumbled. Who has it? Hayes High got there, but it was Luke Porter was able to land on it. Gavin Hazehorse forced the fumble. Excuse me, it was Hunter Harris actually who forced the fumble. But Porter was able to land on it. And catching a break right there, it was, we'll give it a 43-yard punt by Kiefer. That's his second over 40 tonight. As starting at the 42 is Kapaun. And we will see Gimeno back out there. It's kind of been a flip-flop situation. It's going to be a triple option keeper for Gimeno. He's to the 50, to the 45, breaks a tackle, running along the right hash marks down to the 39-yard line. It is a gain of 19. His longest run of the game. And Kapaun on the first play, moving it down the field to the 39. In Hayes High territory. It's going to be a give to Curtis, and he is blown up. Got back to the line of scrimmage. It was Wyatt Crane, Gavin Hazelhorst, Gavin Myers, and Gavin Nutting all on that one. So 2nd down and 10. Ball at the 39-yard line as Gimeno has been the main quarterback so far, but Coons has started both halves. I formation, receiver to the left. It's going to be an option play. Keeper Gimeno running across the 35, dragged down at around the 30. They're going to mark him at the 32-yard line. So a gain of 7 by Gimeno. They're starting to run outside after the Hayes High kind of stuff in the box a little bit on these inside runs. They're starting to test the cornerbacks a little bit with these outside runs. And now a 3rd down, and we'll give it about 3. They're 2 for 4 on 3rd down conversions tonight. They haven't had many. I formation, 2 receivers left, none to the right. It's going to be Gimeno giving up the middle to Bates, and he fights his way, and he's going to be close. I think they're going to give it to him, and they are at the 38-yard line. Doug Bates getting the carry again. He's that big fullback, 5'10", 225-pound senior. They're going to mark him at the 29. His last run was a first down. Was a touchdown. So they'll give a 4-yard rush right there. It's going to be a keeper, I believe, by Gimeno right up the middle. And he loses a yard back to the 30. On the tackle is Hazelhorst, the K-State commit. Loss of a yard on the run by Gimeno. It'll bring up 2nd down and 11. I formation, 2 receivers left. Gimeno going to roll out right again. It's an option play with blockers, and Dalton Dale, great open field tackle. He got to around the 29. It'll be a 2-yard gain. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and about 10. They got their last 3rd down of the drive. They are 3 for 5 tonight. And we're going to have an early timeout. And we are a timeout burned by Kapaun. They did not use any in the first. They used one early with 4:42 to go here in the third quarter, excuse me. 14-0, Kapaun leads it. We'll be right back after this. You're listening to Hayes High Football. Welcome back as a 3rd down and 10 for Kapaun. They're going to go in a shotgun set for Gimeno. He's going to give it to a wide receiver, and he's going to throw it, and it's picked off. Intercepted by Veach, the 2nd of the game. He's running this near side. He's the 15, up to the 20, makes a move, and it's tackled down to the 22. It's Tiger Jones. It was kind of a jet sweep, kind of trick play, and they tried throwing it down the field. And Tiger Jones throws an interception, and Hayes High forces the 3rd Kapaun turnover of the game. This team does not turn the ball over. They had 0 2 weeks, so they have 7 on the whole year. 6 fumbles and 1 interception. They've thrown 2 interceptions today. And on 3rd and 10, they throw a pick, and now Jordan Dale will have the football. Back in Hayes High. Here's a run to Maroney. He's to the 35-40. This one's coming back, though, 45-40. And he's down to the 36, but this one is coming back, and I think everyone saw it. A holding right on a play, kind of what led to that open hole. And another Hayes High penalty, their first of the second half. But they've had 5 penalties today for 35 yards, and it's what hurt them a week ago. Who knows, maybe they're 6-0 right now without penalties. But right now, trailing 14-0, and they had drives, especially in the first half. Like the first 2 drives even, where they had their first four penalties in the first 2 drives. So backed up all the way to the 12 now. It'll be a first down and 20 for Hayes High. After the Roy Maroney long rush gets taken back. Here's Dale. They get him, or Dreiling this time, running it up, trying to cut it up. Running right, he's to around the 17-yard line. They give him 5. Just trying to get Dylan Dreiling involved. And an injured Indian. It's Bryce Salmons, the tight end. He's laying on his stomach. Well, while they deal with this injury, we'll go to a quick little break. Kapaun leads at 14-0, 3:48 to go, third quarter. Welcome back to Hayes High football, as it looks like Bryce Salmon's holding onto his back, maybe. That's what it looks like as he walks off the field. Not a good sign. You never want to have anyone get hurt. As we'll resume play here. Hayes High going from our left to right here in the third quarter. They're going to go with that I formation, that shotgun I, with Dreiling and Maroney in the backfield. And Dale, he motions Dreiling to his left, or excuse me, right. It's going to be a play action. Dale, and the pass is knocked down to the line of scrimmage. It was Will Doolittle knocking that pass away. Bring up a 3rd down and 15. He is one of the best outside linebackers in the state, you could argue. As Hayes High looks onto that sideline to get the play call. Ball is placed at the 17-yard line, deep back in their own territory. I formation. Here's Dale. Gets the snap. Going to be a play action. Rolling out. Looking. Throwing for Kiefer. It is dropped and incomplete. Right around the 25. There are 3 Crusaders in the area. In Burr, Fury, and I believe Stolzatz. It was Stolzatz. And kind of disrupting the play right there. And Kiefer being able to catch it. He would not have had enough for the first. Would have been probably a 3 or 4 yards short. But Kiefer will go back to punt for the 4th time tonight. Hayes High now, after starting 3 for 4 on third downs. They have not converted on their last 4. Kiefer's back at his own 7. High snap. Punt is up, nearly blocked by Tiger Jones. This punt will take a Hayes High bounce and go out of bounds at the 47-yard line. So we will call it a 41-yard punt by Kiefer. Excuse me, no, we'll call it a 37-yard punt. And Kapaun will take over at their own 47. It's been a tough day for Hayes High to get any offense going. Even with the turnovers, Kapaun has they've helped Hayes High in turning the ball, or, their turnovers have kept Hayes High in the ball game. I formation, Jimeno. It's going to be a toss play, running to the left. I believe it's Austin Ruda on the carry, and it is. He's ankle tackled by Wyatt Crane, and he gets 2 yards. It's Austin Ruda's first carry of the ball game. There's Logan Casper on there with the help of Wyatt Crane. So ball placed at the 49 after that short gain to bring up a 2nd down and 8. And you can almost see Kapaun, they are waiting for about every play under 10 on the play clock, as they are trying to eat some time up 2 scores here at Lewis Field tonight. It's going to be a give up the middle to Bates. He breaks tackles, and he's going to get up to the 48 across midfield into Hayes High territory. It's a gain of 3. Doug Bates, 6th carry of the game. He's got 14 yards. And ultimately, there really hasn't been one single player to break out for Kapaun. They just all have done enough. And the best you could say rushing is Andrew Jimeno with 8 carries, 42 yards. He keeps it this time. He's blown up. It was Dalton Dale, the 5'6", or 5'7", 180 linebacker, coming in and blowing it up back to the 48-yard line. It is a loss of 4 back into their own territory. And that's a huge play, as Kapaun now will have to punt for the 2nd time in a row. It'll be Schmitz back there to punt it. He punts away a good one. Kanik back to return. He'll let it take a bounce, and it'll roll, and this is a real good punt. Still rolling, and it is down at the 1, inside the 1. A big Kapaun bounce. That'll be a 51-yard punt for Isaac Schmitz, and it's his 4th inside the 20 on his 13th punt of the year. And Hayes High will get the ball back, but with a lot of ground to cover, 99 yards away from their end zone. Hayes High has already suffered 1 safety so far this season. Would not want to force another one and give the ball back to Kapaun. And they're going to go in that diesel set as they bring Gavin Myers. Carson Spray not playing tonight. Gavin Myers and Gavin Hayes with low snap, balls in the end zone, and it is going to be a touchdown. No, it's going to be a safety. Dreiling couldn't hold on to the snap, and Kapaun, instead of landing on it, they bobbled it in the end zone. The ball rolled out, and it's 16-0 Kapaun. That could have been way worse than it was. Could have been a touchdown for the Crusaders, but they'll end up getting the ball back anyway. And Kapaun up 16-0 right now. It is all Crusaders. They ran that diesel set with Gavin Myers and Gavin Azors, and Dreiling was the one who caught it, or would get the ball. It was a low snap. He bobbled it, then tried to pick it up, lost the handle of it, and then went in the back of the end zone. And with 1:06 to go here in the third, Kapaun leads it 16-0. That is a fumble and a safety. And now Hayes High will punt it away from their 20. Or they can kick it. Never mind, they can kick it off a tee still. So Jack Fields has it all teed up at the 20. Back to return is Cale Curtis and Luke Porter. No, it's Andrew Gimeno this time. So Fields, the kickoff is up. It is end over end. It'll be returned at the 42. He's the 45. Curtis makes a move. 50, 45, 40. Breaking tackles. Still on his feet. 30, 25. Fields can't tackle him. 10, 5. Touchdown, Crusaders. And just like that, it's a 9-point turnaround in less than 30 seconds. Hayes High gets a big tackle for loss by Dalton Dale. It was his second of the year, and then Hayes High fumbles in their own end zone for a safety, and then a kick return touchdown by Cale Curtis. And now Schmitz is ready to punt this one or kick this one for an extra point. Has not missed yet to miss one this season. High snap. Oh, snap is bobbled. Going to try and run it in, and he will. They get the 2-point conversion instead. It was Austin Ruda who ran it in. The holder. It was a high snap. He bobbled it. He just picked it up and ran it into the end zone for a 2-point conversion, and now Kapaun up 24-0. We'll go to a quick break here. Hayes High trailing Kapaun. A crazy turnaround in the last 30 seconds. 54 seconds to go left in the third. 24-0 Crusaders lead. Welcome back to Lewis Field, and we are all shocked as of what just happened. A 10-point swing in about 30 seconds. Kapaun forces a safety, then they get the kickoff return for a touchdown, and Schmitz booms this kick. That is a touchback out of the back of the end zone. And Hayes High will start at their own 20-yard line. High school rules starting at the 20 on a touchback, not the 25. And this offense, they need to get going here if they want to make any type of comeback here in the fourth. Still scoreless. They just haven't been able to get really anything going. Penalties have hurt on some big plays today. They'll go a receiver to the right, a receiver to the left. Dale, the quarterback, he's got Dreiling and Maroney behind him in that I formation. Now he sets Dreiling to the right of him. It's going to be a Jordandale keeper, and it's blown up. It was Braxton Powers and Jackson Powers on the hit. And they also have a brother in the NFL, Ben Powers, an O-lineman for the Ravens. A pretty good family. Pretty good at football in that family. Back to the 19-yard line. It's a loss of a yard on the Jordandale keeper. He has 5 rushes for 0 yards. He has not been able to get going today.
Kapaun is really just bringing everybody, making Jordandale throw the ball, and it's just...
You see 6 in the box right now. It's going to be a give to Dreiling. It looked like he wanted to throw it. He's going to get a yard, where he was hit by Tralia and Fury. It looked like Dreiling, he kind of got the handoff and looked like he wanted to throw. They're going to give him a gain of 1. But when he got the football, it looked like he wanted to throw it, maybe for a trick play. That'll take us to the end of the third quarter. We have 12 minutes to go here at Lewis Field. Hayes High trying to make a comeback and not lose back-to-back games. They trail Kapaun 24-0. You're listening to Hayes High Football. Welcome back to Lewis Field, and a rough 3 quarters for Hayes High as they trail Kapaun 24-0, a 10-point swing in the last about minute and a half to really turn this game around. Hayes High has the ball at their own 20 now, going right to left. It's a 3rd down and 10. They have not converted on their last 4. I think they're waiting for the time to get put up on the clock. Both teams are ready. They put the 12 minutes up there. And there we go. So they're going to go in that I formation again with the receiver to the right. That's Kiefer over there. Now receiver to the left. Excuse me, Mechanics over to the right. And Kiefer's to the left, or Keller's to the left. Dale's going to throw it. He wants to lob it down the field. Looking, and it is incomplete. And there is no penalty marker on the play. Looking for Jaron Kanik. He was covered over there by George Trollia. It'll bring up a 4th down and 10. Excuse me, no, that was actually Andrew Gimeno who was covering the cornerback and the quarterback, and Hayes High will punt it one more time. Jordan Dale, 4 for 12 now on the day. Ball at the 21-yard line. 4th down and 9. Kiefer, plenty of time to get this one away, and it's a low one. End over end. He'll take a good Hayes High bounce. Luke Porter doesn't want any bit of it, and Jaron Kanik will down it at the 30-yard line. So another good punt by Carson Kiefer. That is his longest of the season. A 50-yard punt by Carson Kiefer. And now Kapaun, really for the first time, other than when they were down to the 5, they weren't in real good field position. It's still not awful, but it's better for Hayes High as Gimeno will be the quarterback. He hands it off to Ruda, a good hole, and then he's stuffed down. The ball comes out, but he was down at the 34-yard line. Give it a gain of 4. It was Gavin Myers on the hit. Actually, give him 5 to the 35. Austin Ruda really hasn't done a whole lot today on the offensive side of things. 2 carries for 7 yards. He's usually been the guy. But it's been a lot of Cale Curtis and Andrew Gimeno. Here is Gimeno. He's got Bates and Ruda in the backfield. It's going to be a give, and it's blown up. It is a loss of a yard. Back to the 34, and the quarterback, Gimeno, in the I formation, didn't even have time to hand it off to his fullback, Bates. They blew that one up so fast. It was Kanik, Myers, and Nutting, I believe. A loss of a yard. And it's 3rd down and 6 from the 34. Gimeno. Kapaun fans complaining about a offside penalty. Didn't look like Dalton Dale went off sides. I formation, 2 receivers to the right. It's going to be Gimeno. He's going to hand it off to Ruda and Bill Scott. And help from Dalton Dale. They blow it up. It is a loss of 1 again on the handoff to Austin Ruda. So they try to run it. And you almost feel like they don't want to throw it at all now with 10 minutes to go in the game. They just want to run the clock out as they run it on 3rd down and 6. They don't get it, and they'll have to punt it away. Schmitz had a 51-yard punt his last time, and that really turned the whole thing. There was a safety and then a kick return off a touchdown, or a kick return touchdown. Schmitz punt is an end over end. Kanik will have a chance to return this to the 38. He gets a block at the 45, 50. Angling ball pops out at the 45, and Kapaun's got it. At the 42-yard line, Jaron Kanik fumbles it. It is Kanik's first fumble of the season. The first fumble that they've lost, at least, and, well, looked like they were going to have what looked like a very big break for Hayes High. Turns into Kapaun getting the ball back and another turnover. Their 4th of the game. And now Kapaun with the ball at the 43. We're going to mark that punt only about a 25-yard punt. Here is Gimeno, and he's blown up by Gavin Hazlehorst, who stares down at him. After a loss of 4, back to the 39. Came right up the middle, right off the side at least, and gets him in the backfield back to the 39. Ball in the right hash. Hayes High, honestly, they haven't played a bad game. It's the turnovers that's killed them. 4 of them, and 2 led to the touchdowns. And then the other fumble that was a safety, and then the kickoff return touchdown off the safety. I formation, Bates and Root in the backfield. Jimeno hands it off to Bates, and Hazelhorse is right there with help from Gavin Nutting. They've not been able to get the fullback runs going at all. Loss of 1 again. Actually, no, they're going to say no gain on it. 3rd down and 14 from the 38-yard line. 8.5 to go in this one. 24-0, Kapaun leads it. 2 receivers right and none to the left. I formation here. Jimeno. And it looks like they want an audible. 10 on the play clock. And now it looks like Kapaun is going to burn their second timeout, and they are. Crusaders burn their second with 8:16 to go here in the 4th. They lead it over the Indians 24-0. We'll be right back. You're listening to Hayes High Football. Welcome back. Hayes High trailing 24-0. It's a 3rd down and 15 coming up for the Crusaders. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Shotgun set for Jimeno. He's got 1 pass at this point. He'll throw a second. The lefty wants to lob it down the field for Stolzatz. It is caught, and it is down to the 32-yard line. Ethan Stolzatz doesn't get much offense. He plays mostly defense. He's one of the best players on that defense. It's a huge gain. A passing play for 31 yards. And Kapaun doesn't throw it a lot, but when they do, they are deep balls. And Stolzatz has one for 32 yards. Actually, 31 yards is what they're going to mark it. So it's going to be a keeper. Jimeno breaking tackles and then nutting on the hit. So Andrew Jimeno again on the keeper. He loses about 2 to the 34. It's Wyatt Crane and Gavin Nutting on the tackle. Ball on the 34. And that deep ball is a huge play to this ball game. And a big 3rd down conversion. On a 3rd and 15, they throw it down for Stolzatz. I formation. Now Jimeno fumbles it. He picks it up and still runs it across the 30 to the 29 for a gain of 5. He fumbled the ball on a snap under center. I'm guessing the cold weather didn't feel it on his hands or something like that, and picked it up and still ran and found a crease right up the gut. 3rd down and 7. They are right now 4 for 9 on 3rd downs tonight. I formation, 2 to the right, none to the left. Jimeno, he's going to give it to Doug Bates, who runs it up the middle and gets a yard down to the 28. And will we see the field goal unit? Isaac Schmitz kicked one in the back of the end zone. He'd probably have the leg for a 45-yarder, but I think Kapaun is just going to you see Schmitz on the sideline wanting to. Looks like they're just going to stay on the field and run an offensive play. 12 on the game clock. We might see a timeout or something here. looks like that's what we're going to get here with 3 seconds on the play clock, and Kapaun. No, maybe they're just going to take their penalty. No, they will call a timeout. Their final timeout of the half. 5:46 to go in the game. Kapaun leads it over Hayes High, 24-0. You're listening to Hayes High football. Welcome back to Lewis Field. As Kapaun will keep the offense on the field for a 4th down and 7 from the 30-yard line. Actually, the 29-yard line. Isaac Schmidt's on the sideline. He's 2 for 5. Went 2 for 5 in 2019. Jimino to throw it. Looking down the field for Jones, and it is incomplete. He underthrew it. He had Hunter Harris on him. Tiger Jones with his 5 receptions for 47 yards on the season. Couldn't haul that one in, and it is a turnover on downs. And Hayes High will start at their own 29. The offense would love to just get on the scoreboard as anything with 5:41 to go, down 3 possessions. It is going to be a run to Dreiling. He's got open field, 35, 40. 45 makes a cut, 50, and he's down to the 48. And Hayes High, finally, they get a 23-yard rush and a flag on the play late. It's going to be a face mask. So a penalty on Kapaun. Their 3rd of the game. All of them have come in the second half. As that will tie their longest play of the game. A 23-yard rush. Low snap. Dale going to keep it running, and he stood up. Stood up by Nathan Fury. Gets back to the line. As the ball's at the 43 now. So Jordan Dale today, 6 rushes for 0 yards. It's been hard for him to get going. It's going to be a play action. Dale scrambling, getting away from the first. Now he throws down a field and he throws it away. Kiefer was down at around the 25 on a comeback route, and now a penalty marker. This might be roughing the passer. It's right. The flag was thrown right by the quarterback. We'll see the call. And it is. It's roughing the passer. I believe it was on Nathan Fury. He was the nearest one to Jordan. And that'll move the ball all the way down to the Hayes High 28. They've only been in the red zone once tonight. However, they did not score. It'll be Jordan Dale. He's got Maroney behind him, drawing to his left. It's going to be a play action. Dale rolling out, throwing, and it is broken up. He was looking for Miles Keller. Keller only 1 reception on the season for a 9 yards. That was against Liberal. That pass is incomplete. Jordan 4 for 14 on the night. He's really been consistent all year. 26 for 41, 337 yards, 3 touchdowns, and interception. It's been hard for him to get going. There's a handoff to Dreiling, running outside, far side, lowers the shoulder. And he gets about maybe a yard. It looks like he does get a yard to the 27 to bring up a 3rd down and 9. Third and 9 for Hayes High. They are 3 for 9 tonight on them. After starting 3 for 4, they have not converted on their last 5. Going to throw it. Jordandale bobbles the snap, picks it up, runs it, fights his way. He's across the 25. I got to mark him at the 25. So he couldn't get a hold of that snap, and you're starting to wonder maybe how the cold of the night is affecting things like that. Just not being able to feel the snap. And it'll be a gain of about 2 yards for Jordan. 4th down and 7. Jordandale play action pass. Looking across. He's got Kanik. He catches it inside the 10. Down to the 8. It is a gain of 17, and Hayes High's in the red zone for the 2nd time tonight. Finally something to cheer about. Jordan now with 39 passing yards. And they're going to go into that diesel set as they bring in Gavin Azorus and Gavin Myers, but it looks like Jordandale's going to run behind. They also bring in Kyrie's Groen for the first time. Yeah, and Dale will run behind, not Dreiling. Behind the blockers. Gets inside of the 5, still on his feet where he stood up. By, it looks like, Luke Porter and Louis Tralia. It's about a 4-yard gain to the 4. Mark Jackson Powers was there as well on the hit. Now Dylan Dreiling will go behind Gavin Myers. It's a run to the right. Dreiling angling, reaching, touchdown Indians. Dylan Dreiling running to the right behind blockers. Gavin Azorus and Gavin Myers in that diesel package. He reaches, and it's a 4-yard touchdown, and Hayes High is on the board. And that's a good feeling. 24-6. And Hayes High is going to keep the offense on the field to try and convert a 2-point conversion. Going to stay in that diesel set. Azorus and Myers still out there. As 2 receivers to the left, none to the right. Dreiling lined up behind Hazelhorse and Myers. He gets it. Now he's going to look to throw it. Now he wants to run it, and he's blown up. Will Doolittle and John Paul Wren are all over it. It was one of those plays. Dreiling looked to throw it, but nobody was open, and he just takes the loss of 3. We're doing Dreiling. Now 10 carries for 49 yards and a touchdown. It's got to feel good to finally get on the board. We'll head to a break here. 3:04 to go in the ball game. Hayes High trails 24-6. Welcome back to Hayes High football as the Indians were able to get on the board on the last drive. They still trail, though, 24-6, and we'll see Jack Fields more than likely kicking onside. I would expect nothing else as they got 4 guys lined on one side, 6 on the other. And Fields will try. They tried an onside a week ago. It didn't work. The kick. It's a roller, and it didn't go 10 yards. It looked like they didn't say it, call anything. Hayes High has it. Hayes High got it. There is no penalty flag. I think the referees are going to talk it over. It really looked like Jaron Kanik hit the ball down the field at around the 48, and that's what they're going to say happened. Is there was no penalty marker. That's why I think everyone was a little confused, but it will be Cape in football at the 48-yard line, so the onside kick does not work. And it'll be Andrew Gimeno back out there. He has not played with Cale Curtis yet. There are only a few plays, but mainly Curtis has been the running back for Coons. It's going to be a toss to Curtis, running right. He's the 45, angling his near side, and he's tackled down at the 44-yard line. Gain of 5. Bring up a second down and 5 at the 44. Ball at the 44 in Hayes High territory. This has been what we expected from Kapaun, a lot of runs. They have only passed it 5 times tonight. But the quarterbacks combined 2 weeks ago threw only 10 times. However, they are 3 for 5. Gimeno. It's going to be a toss to Curtis again, running right. Gets to the 40, makes a man miss. He's down to the 36, and he's got a first. It's a gain of 8. Cale Curtis once again running behind blockers. He's got 43 yards rushing on 13 carries. And it's a Kapaun first down. There's 2 minutes to go in this one. It's looking all but over. Hayes High, and barring a miracle, will drop to 1-3 in the all-time series and 0-2 in these past 3 years. And they played 3 years ago at Kapaun in the first round of the playoffs, where Hayes High lost 48-20. It was Gimeno fumbles it. He gets it right back, though, lands on it. Actually gained 1 yard in the process of it. To the 35. Second down and 9. 1:20 to go, and Weston Schartz, the head coach for Kapaun, looking like he'll remain undefeated against Hayes High in his career. You remember he coached against the Indians back in 1994 and 1995 against with Wichita West. Gimeno, he'll hand it off to Curtis. He makes a man miss. He's tackled by Tucker Veach. Down to the 33. And they'll ultimately only have to run one more play. Gain of 2. And victory formation for the Kapaun Mount Carmel Crusaders. They'll take a knee, and the Crusaders will move to 6-1 and remain, or as of now, will still be the 5th seed. We'll see what Hayes High ends up being as the 6th seed tonight. They might drop. They still have a home game for Week 9, but not so sure about Week 10. Kapaun, they'll win it tonight, 24-6. You're listening to Hayes High Football. Some final stats tonight as the Hayes High Indians fall to Kapaun Crusaders 24-6. Roy Maroney goes 2 carries for 8 yards. Dylan Dreiling 10 carries for 49 yards. Jaron Kanik 6 for 37. Jordan Dale 8 for 6. They have a total of 100 rushing yards tonight. Passing game, Jordan Dale goes 5 for 15 for 39 yards. He had 2 interceptions. Jaron Kanik, the leading receiver, he had 3 receptions for 27 yards. And Carson Kiefer had a reception for 6. And Dylan Dreiling had a reception for 6. Hayes High ultimately ended with 4 turnovers, 2 interceptions, and 2 fumbles that hurt them tonight. They go 3 for 10 from third downs, and they do get a 4th down. They ended with 5 penalties on 35 yards. For Kapaun, we knew they were going to be a rushing game, but Hayes High's defense played real well tonight. If you look at the stats, Andrew Gimeno, 14 for 37. Doug Bates had 6 carries for 14. Austin Ruda had 5 for 7. And Cale Curtis had 14 for 45. Kai Coons also had 9 for 22. Only 125 rushing yards for a team that averages 307. That's pretty good. And the passing game, Andrew Gimeno, 2 for 3 at 54 yards. Whenever they pass, they go deep. And Kai Coons, 1 for 2, 28 yards. They also go 4 for 10 from third down, 1 for 2 from fourth, as they win it tonight, 24-6. Thanks for listening tonight on Tribe Broadcasting. I am Garrett Wellbrock, and good night from Lewis Field.